We'll have a word in my office later, Jonathan.
I cannot enter. It's locked, all right.
You can do better than that. Nah. It's my turn.
Rotten ocracy. Each heart contains the seed of life. Drink at this river. Try it all.
Oh, come on, you bastard. I won't bite.
Sir, please. You've lost too much blood. Calm yourself.
You think I didn't notice? Stop your staring and get me to an hospital, you arse!
Insulting a good Samaritan. Not exactly the way to get rescued.
All right, sorry. I am in pain here. My guts are spilling out onto the street and you're yabbering on.
Yes. That's a very nasty wound you've got there. Take my word, I am a doctor. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Name's Clay Cox. I'd appreciate you helping me to a better place, Doc.
Follow me, Mr. Cox. Let me assist you to that better place.
Bring this fading light into the shadows. Dance with him the dance of life and death.
In the back, you bastard! Didn't have the guts to fight me. Fuck you. I'll kill you. I'll kill...
Taste a life, to embrace its most intimate secrets. Such a burden, such a divine sin.
Doctor, where have you been? I've little time to play hide-and-seek with new staff members, no matter how illustrious they may be.
I apologize, nurse. I needed some time to myself. This has been the longest and strangest night of my life.
You delivered poor Mr. Hampton from a terrible fate. The means to that end should be of little concern, Doctor.
Thank you, nurse. What can I do for you?
Dr. Swansea insisted we provide you a quiet office. You'll find it on the second floor with your name on the door.
Thank you.
Yes, Dorothy Crane. Welcome to Pembroke Hospital, Dr. Reed. Your office has been prepared.
I would like to ask a few questions first. If you could point me in the direction of my room again, nurse.
Second floor of the hospital, left after the stairs. It's the last vacant office.
And Mr. Hampton, the patient we brought in, how does he fare?
I gave him a sedative to help him sleep. Poor thing was in quite a state of shock.
What kind of man is Dr. Swansea?
Well, you accepted the job from him. I thought you would have known about your employer.
Apologies, I've only just met him the once. This is sudden. I've only just returned to England.
Dr. Swansea is a brilliant surgeon and the most
It's right to assume Dr. Swansea knows far more about me than I do about him.
You'll get to know him soon enough, and better than me. The administrator has better things to do than mix with us.
Thank you, nurse. Good evening, sir.
So it is true. The famous Dr. Reed has joined.
Do we know each other?
Actually, yes. We met once before, at the Rock of...
Dr. Tippett's, yes, I remember. I was assisting Professor Carell in his research about coronary bypasses. He had nothing but praise for you.
He was also very confident about your future. And look at you now. Eminent surgeon and blood transfusion specialist.
What is the Pembroke Hospital situation?
This... What's up?
Tell me
No,
you...
I'll get...
Any...
Don't...
What is the Pembroke...
This...
What is the Pem...
This... What's up?
Good. Good...
Dr. Swan...
Did he...
Oh,
I see. What...
you...
How...
So...
And...
So...
Do you think this hot...
We are all
How are things?
It...
Is... Why...
No.
Goodbye, nurse. Good evening.
Doctor...
You're exhausting yourself, Corcoran. Maybe you should think about preserving your strength.
No. We must keep on healing all those poor souls. We are the last rampart before chaos. Once more, unto the...
Nurse Brannigan is worried.
She should not have told you that.
You don't have... You're... Nurse... You don't... What is
This...
Dr. Swansea is right. This place seems perfect to conduct my research.
I wonder what your last thoughts would be, sir.
The pain.
Good evening, Mr. Hampton. How do you feel?
Dr. Reed, is it? Oh, sir, I must apologize for my behavior.
What do you mean?
I was not myself in the factory. Fear and exhaustion made me say awful things to you, I'm afraid.
You remained perfectly nice and polite. A little delirious, perhaps. But who wouldn't be after enduring an abduction.
Thank you, Doctor. That's a relief.
Do you know...
Tom? Yes, of course. Always the helping hand, good old Tom. Without men like him, corruption and despair would have wiped out the East End long ago.
People are still in...
How could it...
Who's...
Not...
How did you end up in William Bishop?
I had received alarming news about his recent behavior. I went to his place and he refused to let me go.
Why did he abduct you?
William was an alcoholic. His addiction suddenly changed.
You dared to...
I'm just...
What is the general situation?
The situation is...
Who leads the gang now?
Since Clay Cox went missing, it's his wife Edwina who runs the show, with the assistance of her minion, Booth Digby.
Has the gang been threatening?
Ah, no. I've had this nickname for so long, you know, the sad saint of the East End. No one dares to bug a saint, not even criminals.
How do you...
I feel like
You're in...
I'm...
I...
Not... That's...
Have you...
Not...
You... What do you...
I'm...
Goodbye, mister.
It's locked.
Fear and disgust on every street corner.
It's locked, all right. It's locked, all right. This must be the place. It's definitely away from prying eyes. Relegated to the shadows. A kingdom of my own. At least I won't be sleeping in a coffin. The flower's dying. It needs water. William Bishop's blood is much more unstable than human blood and shows extensive mutation. But this is not what happened to me. I must keep on searching. The sun is about to rise. I can feel it. I'll continue tomorrow night. I have so much time now. I'm to stay here until my research is complete. I'd better learn to hide my true nature from the mortals. But what about my thirst for blood? It's locked.
Yes, Nurse Crane? How can I help you?
I'm so sorry. I know Dr. Swansea wanted you to rest, but we have somewhat of a crisis.
A crisis, you say?
Our supply of antiseptics is nearly depleted. I was hoping there was another box up here, but...
Sorry. There's nothing here.
Some of the patients won't last the night without them. Honestly, sir, I'm beside myself.
I may have a solution. In France, during the war, drugs shortage was a daily problem, and we had to use our wits to overcome the shortages.
However do you mean?
If combined correctly, certain household chemical products can be used in a pinch instead. Now, where's the hospital storeroom?
The storeroom? Fat chance. This is the Pembroke, and space is luxury we don't have. Everything used to be stored in the old morgue.
Perhaps I should look there first. Where is this morgue?
It's the large building behind the hospital. You'll need to go in the back door because it's been sealed off for sanitary reasons. Take this key. It opens a small back entrance at the end of a narrow street.
The abandoned morgue behind the hospital. A small door at the end of a narrow street. On my way then. Thank you, Nurse.
Yes, Doctor?
Why then do you always work the nights? Don't you ever sleep?
At the Pembroke, we're always hands on deck.
Your dedication to the Pembroke does you...
We staff get our sleep when we can, Doctor. Nursing is a vocation, not the labor of a journeyman.
Lack of sleep...
London's trenches start...
Exactly. Please... That's all.
I cannot enter. Scowl voices in the garden. I should investigate. If they were to find somebody...
क्या बोलिए था कैल्फी कुछ चीज़ इस गेम में
It's locked, all right.
you
अस्सलाम वालेकुम।
ओ बेटा मोटर नहीं बंद करी आपने अब तक?
कर दी है।
तो पानी कैसे चल रहा है?
वो वैसे थोड़ा सा आ गया होगा, मैंने अभी चेक किया दोबारा।
कितनी देर पहले बंद की है?
ज्यादा देर नहीं हुई, थोड़ी देर पहले ही की थी।
कितने, 1 मिनट पहले, 2 मिनट पहले?
3-4 मिनट पहले मतलब।
देखो ना 1.5 घंटा हो गया बेटा मोटर चलते हुए, आपको मामा ने कहा भी था। वो जो अलार्म भी लगाया था वो क्या गेम में लग गया?
नहीं, वो अलार्म बंद हो गया मेरे से और मैं करना भूल गया। अब मैं ध्यान रखूंगा।
नहीं बेटा ये कोई जिम्मेदारी वाली बात तो नहीं करी आपने।
I cannot enter. It's locked. Behavior is similar to the infected William Bishop. Must be the same strain. This sickness moves faster than influenza. This key will surely grant me access to the basement. I cannot enter. It's locked, all right. balls of Mars, fortifiers. As popular as they are ineffective. But they do contain iron tartrate, and that might prove itself useful. These scowls feed from corpses and the husks of animals. They're not after me. so ferocious. I'm not sure I can defeat them without becoming stronger. To drink blood is so tempting.
Sodium hypochlorite. Dangerous to administer, but efficient in the proper dosage.
It's locked. It's locked.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm new here.
I've already heard about you, Dr. Reed. I'm Milton Hooks, the ambulance driver for this shithole of a hospital.
That's quite a blunt introduction, Mr. Hooks.
You can call me Milton. I like to speak my mind, Dr. Reed. Perk of the job. Don't judge me, and I won't judge you.
I'm not sure I understand what you're talking about.
Well, I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure a gun can't be used as a surgical instrument.
You have a keen eye. I learned to shoot during the war, and have carried one ever since. Old habits die hard.
No need to explain, Dr. Reed. And if you ever need a better gun, remember, I may have something for you.
I have some good news, Milton.
What? The epidemic's over?
I retrieved your wallet, with all the money, and a certain picture.
Well, yeah, Pippa Hawkins is my girl. So what? Is it the difference of skin color that bothers you?
Not at all, Milton.
Good. Please, take this money anyway. To remind you to keep your mouth shut. Not everybody is as broad-minded as you, Dr. Reed.
Are you really smuggling weapons through the hospital?
And why not? I've already been attacked by patients, you know. And by gang members willing to steal my money.
But you're not defending yourself. You're selling guns to civilians.
You keep people alive your own way, Doctor. I offer them another way to protect their health.
Goodbye, Milton. Good evening, Milton.
Good evening. You... I've been... Yes,
you...
Go... It's...
What's going on between you and Nurse Hawkins?
Pippa's tired. Tired of all this shit.
Maybe...
Cut. Why...
It's locked, all right.
My sweet girl.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed. Can I help at all?
No.
Really? Why are you here, then?
I don't want to talk. My throat hurts too much.
I suppose that this pain is the reason you're here. Is someone taking care of you?
Yes. And no.
Could you at least tell me your name, sir?
Mortimer. Mortimer Goswick.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
I'm sure you realize a doctor and his patient have to communicate, sir. Would it help if I gave you some paper and a pen?
Not really.
I see. Then maybe it's not just your throat that hurts, Mr. Goswick. Perhaps your sore throat is just the consequence of something more hurtful.
Yes, maybe. But I don't want to talk or even write about it now.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Goswick.
I don't want to talk, Doctor.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
I'll let you get some rest, then. Good evening, madam. Can I help you?
It's my son who needs you, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. How can I help your son?
I'm Beatrice Goswick, mother of Mortimer Goswick. Could you check on him, please,
What?
No. Yeah. I'm at...
Tell me more about your arrival at...
The ambulance driver was quite rude, for a start. And that nurse, Miss Hawkins, seems to have quite a dubious attitude.
What do you mean?
She managed to secure a bed for my son despite the epidemic. It was a relief, but it wasn't cheap.
She...
Yeah.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Waste your time with me.
Good evening, Mr. Goswick. Why did your mother...
My mother just wants the best for me.
Pembroke Hospital. Is your mother bothered?
That's tempting, Doctor. But you have no idea what...
I have to go now, sir.
I'm all right. Don't waste your time with me.
Good evening, sir.
I don't know if it's...
Another... Goodbye for now, Mr.
Reads me like a book.
Why have you done
I never could keep anything from her.
This
You
hospital
always
seems
knew
to
the
be
words to Coleridge.
but in the circumstances, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt.
Finally, you've returned, Doctor. Did you find anything of value?
Yes, nurse.
You've worked your...
Duty calls?
Many thanks, Doctor. Dr. Reed.
What? What?
This...
Can you...
Well...
And...
If you... No... Every...
I'll see you later. Good evening. I have to go.
I'm all right. Don't waste your time with me.
Good evening.
Goodbye, Mrs.
They belong to you now.
The life running in your veins. This dead flesh needs it.
Oh, please spare me, Dark Queen. Spare your obedient slave.
So many deaths.
Good evening, sir.
A lot of my...
Unless you're here.
I'm Doc.
You... Oh, it's... No,
You don't...
if...
No. You... Goodbye for now.
Blood boil with the fever. I have wasted too much.
Good evening.
You're not... Well...
And why do you believe you're...
I don't need to believe any... Never...
It's a...
It's a...
Who?
I'm not... Thank...
I'll leave you, mistress of the...
Time has lost its effect on me. But the suffering continues.
Good evening, nurse.
Good evening, Doctor. I don't think we've been introduced yet. My name is Pippa Hawkins.
And I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. Dr. Swansea has recently offered me a position.
Well, it's a euphemism that your help will be appreciated.
Why is Milton grumpy on a day?
Milton's not the kind of man who's bothered about a bad reputation.
How would you describe it?
It's...
You... How long? Pepper, I know you're very close to Milton Hooks.
Yes, Milton Hooks is my man. If you want to report me for that, just feel free, Doctor.
I have no intention of reporting you, Nurse Hawkins.
But the rules say I won't be allowed to work as a nurse anymore. But here at the Pembroke, we break rules all the time.
Is he worth?
Hey, I'm no perfect woman, and Milton...
Goodbye, Nurse.
Daily routine.
Please, Jonathan, come in. Fascinating, is it not? In the last decade, so many mysteries have been brought to light with our microscopes. The human body, biology's penultimate frontier. The more we explore its boundaries, the less we're able to trace a clear line between life and death. You, my friend, have a foot in both countries. The view must be vertiginous.
It's at least as vertiginous as chatting about vampires with you, I would say.
This must be all so new to you. This area of town, the hospital, a brand new...
I wish I could share your enthusiasm, Dr. Swansea.
I cannot express my thrill at this serendipitous...
I'm a dead man. I was murdered. Now I'm a murderer. Tell me how...
Forgive me. I've been an admirer of your work for a long time, and...
There is no need to apologize, Edgar. You offered me
Very well. I have a task for you, Jonathan. Something that will require all your newfound skills.
Please, go on.
The Pembroke only survives through the generosity of our benefactors. Unfortunately, our main donor has found herself in a bit of a bind. Now, if you could help her out...
A spokesman or politician is what we need. That's not my calling. And until I come to understand what has happened to me, I require discretion.
Discretion is in order, Jonathan. Lady Ashbury has recently received rather indelicate correspondence that, if revealed, would jeopardize her position.
And you would like me to eradicate this threat?
By the stole, of course not. I would just like you to pay her a visit. Her ladyship is certainly near the tents outside.
Accepted. I'll see what kind of trouble it...
फ्री चलें अनबॉक्सिंग करने